12 facts you didn't know about the House of Dragons. HBO has successfully garnered enough attention from the Game of Thrones in 2019, and now it is taking it back to the era where the Game of Thrones was rooted, the English Civil War. It is a war of internal secession between the potential successor, Princess Rhaenyra, and Prince Aegon II within House Targaryen, an American drama based on the fantasy of George R.R. Martin. House of Dragons is a televised prequel of the most famous drama of all time, the Game of Thrones. This drama is based on the events that happened between the Targaryen family during the 12th century. It involves action, adventure, drama, and much more. In today's video, we are going to talk about 12 things you never knew happened on the set of House of Dragons. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. So grab your dragon and let's dive in. Fictional language. While watching House of Dragons, you may have paused or turned your subtitles on because something sounded unfamiliar. It's because the language used in House of Dragons is a fictional High Vulgarian language. According to Matt Smith, it is a blend of the Latin and Arabic languages. It is said that it was introduced in the book by the author George R.R. Martin. Dragons. While watching the drama, you may have wondered how they are writing the dragons in the first place. Actually, I thought about that too. You might have thought that the dragons were green screened or CGI'd into the show, but that's actually not true because these dragons were actually mechanical bulls. Yeah, they were actually riding a mechanical bull. It was operated with a remote and the riders were assisted by the crew. Iron Throne. This drama is based on the fight for the Iron Throne, where Aegon II and Rhaenyra fight to become the ruler of the kingdom. But before that, we had a question about the throne. Was it comfortable to sit in for that many hours? According to a podcast interview, it was not comfortable at all. And King Viserys was not even allowed to sit on a pillow. Paddy also mentioned that he suffered on the throne for many hours, as it was made of swords. Wow, this is painful stuff. Wigs. White hair is a symbol of British life when it comes to the previous kings and queens. Most characters had blonde or white hair, and managing such a thing was truly a hurdle for the team. The cast of House of Dragons was seen with white hair, and this made everyone wonder if it was dyed or a wig. But some of the cast conceded it wasn't real, and they refused to grow their hair long and mentioned their natural hair would be damaged, just like Ariana Grande after dyeing her hair in Victorious. The cast was wearing long, white wigs. These wigs took hours to set and were a struggle to take off. As mentioned by Matt Smith, it was a big task for them. Female costumes. The biggest struggle highlighted by the cast was costumes. Comparatively, it was easy to listen to the growling of the dragon for hours, easy to withstand the pain of ripping the wig off, and easy to endure the Iron Throne without a pillow. But the costumes containing skirts, thermals, and loads of fabric were some of the biggest challenges for the ladies, especially when they had to use the bathroom, which was on top of the mountain on the set. And when they were to use the bathroom, the trip up the mountain would dirty their costumes with mud. Well, I hope it was mud. Prerequisite. Before starting any job, you get a list of requirements from the job post. Some write speaks fluent English or something like that, but for the House of Dragons, their requirements were kind of weird. I mean, it was relatable, but also weird. It included being a fan of Game of Thrones. Now that's one way to publicize the previous drama, but it was very strict, as House of Dragons was the prequel of Game of Thrones. It was later revealed by Olivia that she lied and had never seen Game of Thrones, and Emma revealed that she was not a fan in the slightest. Horse riding. In the requirements, it stated that one should be a huge fan of Game of Thrones, but this was not the only requirement. Horse riding was also a requirement, which some of the cast members lied about. And they were then degraded on ponies rather than horses, which were slow. The actual reason was that they should be able to ride a horse, which would be similar to riding a dragon. Well, they're not the only ones who lied, but Fabian also mentioned that he lied and that he can ride a horse. Chipped tooth. From the very first scene, you might not have observed a difference in Olivia Cooke's portrayal of Alicent. Well, now you will, because the day before the first day of filming, she was being interviewed by English comedian Alan Carr. During the interview, she took a bottle of wine as a gesture, and after the interview, they enjoyed that wine a little too much. So much so that Olivia bumped her head on the table the next morning and chipped her tooth. No one noticed, and she played her entire role with a chipped tooth. I wonder if Drew Barrymore's mother was there. She would have asked her to wear dentures, which hurts. Locations. There were a variety of locations the cast was supposed to film at. Some of them were in Spain, some were in Portugal, but one of the cast members decided she was not moving, and that was Olivia Cooke. The fun-loving, adventurous actress who was filming the majority of shoots in Watford. She also mentioned it sarcastically in an interview with Elle. Pain. The most gorgeous outfits used in the House of Dragons were also the most challenging. In an interview, Olivia Cooke mentioned that the fabric contained hinges, making it uncomfortable to wear for long hours. She also mentioned the pressure caused by the wig and the veil she wore during the shoots caused horrible pain in her shoulders. The ancient costumes were challenging for younger cast members, especially Millie Alcock. In an interview, she was asked about the gear and her struggles with it. She mentioned that she even sweats a lot normally, but when she was wearing the gear, it was so bad that 2 people were fanning her just to keep the sweat from starting. Millie also mentioned that she had an accessory that was incredibly heavy and left her arm bruised. It was also mentioned that it was difficult to breathe in. Wow, I wonder how much pain the armor would have caused Fabian, which she also took home. Stolen props. When you are playing a historical character with lots of customized pieces that are not readily available, well, it would increase your likelihood to steal that object, right? That's what happened on the set of House of Dragons. Olivia, playing the role of Alicent, wanted to take a model after it was broken. The model was meant to be broken, and she wanted to take it home as a souvenir, but her efforts were for naught. It was reported in an interview by Fabian that Matt and Patty might have kept the knives as a souvenir, and Fabian himself managed to take the armor home for a few days. Matt got a plastic dagger, but it was later gifted to Emma. Seems like the cast went a little crazy with souvenirs. I wonder who will take the Iron Throne home. Charts and graphs. It would obviously be very difficult to learn a whole family tree and relations in one go, especially when you have young actors like Olivia and Millie. But how did they manage to learn all about it and perform it well? Well, in an interview, Millie mentioned that Ryan was an encyclopedia for them. He told them who is who and what is what, while also having charts and graphs detailing the information. In a podcast, Ryan also highlighted that Emily was so curious about her character that she kept a journal to fill the gaps. Wow, that sounds like a lot of dedication. Well, that's it for today's video on amazing facts regarding the House of Dragons. Don't forget to mention your favorite part in the comments section. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that we upload 2 videos a week. Sometimes I'm very absent-minded.